When I walked into my lawyer's office holding a $53 million lottery ticket, I thought that was the peak of my story. But then David, our old family lawyer, leaned across the desk and said, "Dorothy, Harold left you something. A secret I was instructed to share only if you ever became truly free." And with that sentence, I realized. My husband had been planning this moment for years. David pulled out a sealed manila envelope from his desk drawer. It was old, yellowed at the edges, Harold's handwriting across the front. When she needs it most. My hands trembled as I opened it. Inside were documents, photos, and a handwritten letter. The letter began, "My dearest, if you're reading this, it means you've found your strength. I always knew you would. But I wanted to make sure, no matter what happened, you'd never be powerless again." Tears blurred my vision as I read Harold's words. He'd anticipated something like this, me being cornered, used, or dismissed. And what he left me was more than money. It was leverage. Inside the file was proof that Harold hadn't just left me a modest inheritance like I thought. He had quietly purchased 3 rental properties in Cedar Falls under my name, but he'd never told me. He left instructions with David to manage them until I was ready. David smiled. "They've been building equity for over 15 years. You own them outright. If you sold today, you'd add another $1.7 million to your name. But with proper management, they can fund your retirement indefinitely." I sat in stunned silence. All this time, while I was counting coupons and scraping by, I'd been sitting on a fortune. But Harold wasn't finished. At the bottom of the envelope was a small leather journal. Harold's handwriting filled the pages, meticulous notes about Marcus and Ashley. Every time they borrowed money. Every cruel comment overheard. Every manipulation disguised as helping Mom. He had documented it all. "One day, he wrote, they'll push too far. And when they do, I want you to remember, you are not their servant. You are my queen. Use this record if you ever need proof of who they really are." My breath caught in my throat. Harold hadn't just protected me financially. He'd built a shield and a sword. And suddenly, I knew exactly how I'd use it. That evening, Marcus and Ashley stormed into my temporary hotel suite. They looked wild, Ashley's mascara smudged, Marcus's shirt wrinkled from stress. "Mom, you can't do this," Marcus snapped. "You can't just walk away. That money belongs to the family." Ashley chimed in, her voice dripping venom. "Do you really think the world will believe sweet little grandma won the lottery and didn't immediately give it to her struggling kids? You'll look selfish. Ungrateful. Crazy." I set Harold's journal on the table and slid it toward them. "Funny," I said, my voice calm. "Because I think the world will believe this." Ashley flipped it open, her eyes widening at Harold's detailed accounts. Marcus paled. "This is slander," Ashley hissed. "No," I corrected. "This is evidence." I leaned closer, my voice low but sharp as a knife. "You two spent years exploiting me. The basement, the rent, the chores, all documented. And now the world already knows, because I told them on live television. If you push me any further, I'll make sure everyone sees exactly who you are." Their mouths opened, then closed, like fish gasping for air. For the first time, I saw fear in their eyes. Over the next week, everything unraveled for them. Ashley's friends stopped answering her calls. Nobody wanted to be associated with the woman who treated her mother-in-law like a cash cow. Marcus's boss quietly reduced his hours. His family values reputation shattered after the story spread. Even their kids, my sweet grandbabies, started asking questions. "Mommy, why did Grandma say you made her pay to live here?" Ashley snapped at them, her mask slipping. Marcus drank more each night, his face gray with stress. And me. I moved into a penthouse condo downtown, decorated exactly how Harold and I always dreamed. Every Friday, I still bought a lottery ticket. Not because I needed it anymore, but because rituals matter. And each time I whispered, "Thank you, Harold." But I wasn't finished with Marcus and Ashley. Because true revenge isn't just about taking back what's yours. It's about forcing them to face the consequences of their greed. I contacted a journalist who'd covered my story. I gave her Harold's journal, on the condition she'd protect the grandkids' identities. The article went viral. Widowed mother exploited by own son. Then wins $53 million jackpot. The internet roasted Marcus and Ashley alive. Memes. Hashtags. Talk shows debating morality and greed. They became the poster children of selfishness. One night, there was a knock at my condo door. It was Marcus. Alone. His eyes were bloodshot, his hands trembling. He looked like a man who'd aged 10 years in a week. "Mom," he whispered, "I messed up. Ashley, she left. Took the kids to her mother's. I'm alone. I don't know what to do." For a moment, I saw not the greedy man who trapped me in his house, but the little boy who once ran into my arms after scraping his knee. I softened. Just a little. "Marcus," I said gently, "I love you. I always will. But love doesn't erase what you did." Tears spilled down his cheeks. "I don't want money, Mom. I want a second chance." And for the first time, I believed him. Later that night, I reread Harold's letter. At the very bottom, in shaky handwriting, he'd written, "Forgive if you can. But never forget. The strongest revenge is living free, happy, and loved. Let Marcus learn his lessons, but don't let bitterness chain you. You deserve peace." I closed the journal, smiling through tears. Harold was right. The real revenge wasn't the money, or the headlines, or even exposing Marcus and Ashley. It was me, standing tall, unafraid, finally living on my own terms. And that's exactly what I intended to do. So, do you think I should forgive Marcus? Or let him drown in the mess he made? Tell me in the comments. Because this story isn't over yet.